Good morning, it's May 18th, 2011. It's a garden update. Right off the bat here, we got this is volunteer squash. You actually got a little squash on there. The corn seems to be on its own timeline. It's kind of already sprouted, but I'm leaving it there just because it keeps the dogs out of the fence from digging. There's my cabbages. I had a few of them that we pulled and a few of them that didn't make it. Had some kind of a blight, or it wasn't a mildew, but it was some kind of fungus or something on the leaves of the plants, and a few of them didn't survive. Tomatoes had signs of early blight, but are still doing well. Just keeping them very thinned out, trying to keep the leaves from touching each other. Seems to me that it's when the leaves overlap that they start to really get sucky and mildewy. These are my cayenne peppers. They're finally going red. I've got a few that have dehydrated and dried, but this thing is just packed. And like I said, they're finally going that really cool red color. It's really neat when the tips like that get red. It looks like they're glowing from a distance. This is my Tabasco. It's getting all nice and fruity. This vine here is my spaghetti squash, which we've already pulled a couple of 5-6 pound gourds off of. This cabbage will probably come out this weekend for a barbecue. Got my heirloom Better Boy tomato here. It's finally doing nice. We got a little fruit there. And if we pan down, we got a nice big red ripe one there. It's probably about ready today. Another one right beside it is kind of ripening up. My little mini okra that I started and just have been watering, but really doesn't do much. Okay, back to the center garden. That's my cucumbers right there in the corner, as you can see. Nice long Armenian cucumbers. Getting a lot of powdery white mildew on my cucumbers this year, so they're very thinned out. This thing was a bush, but it seems to be that the beans and peas that I had growing in this trellis here were just blocking airflow too much. So I removed them, and I'm just training the cucumber up it, so it has some new space to grow. But you see, even though we've thinned it out, it's still, you know, that's 3 cucumbers on that one. And we've got 3 other corners full. This is all our basil in the front here. It's doing really, really well. I mean, it's just packed. That's our crooked neck squash. Another crooked neck squash. You can see some flowers opening there. And again, we got cucumbers, which there's a nice cucumber back in there. And this is actually 2 kinds of cucumber. This is Armenian and store variety. You can see the difference in the leaves here. Oops. We've got the light green, which is the Armenian, and this is your store variety. Bigger, broader leaf. And that's actually what I've got growing up this trellis, where I had beans and peas as well, but we've got plenty of snap peas and stuff in the freezer from that plant, so I'm good on those. These are some Mexicali peppers up front. These are my ancient sweet peppers, which are doing awesome. There's probably about 10 plants in there, really. If you look down at how many stems I've got. But they're all producing beautifully. I mean, you can see how small this plant is here, and the size of these fruits, and there's some bigger ones on the backside. But it's really a nice plant. Again, more Armenian cucumbers. There's one growing on the floor there. There's another one curled up there. They get about to be a little over a foot long, and I pick them. It tends to keep them from being too seedy. Now these little things in the corner are long sweet peppers. Same as what I was just showing you. Alright, I get to some of my peppers. These are Hungarian wax peppers. Doing very nicely. Pretty packed for short little stout plants. This is a Bulgarian carrot pepper. And we've we've got peppers on it, and these are its brothers and sisters here, more Bulgarian carrots, and you can see right there that, and right there, there's more peppers growing. Over here, these are Thai hot chili peppers. That's a habanero. They kind of got damaged, so I'm nursing it, and another Thai hot chili pepper. These are Hungarian black peppers, and if you look, they're actually black. And again, they're all fruit and they're all very small plants, but they're all doing really, really well. Another cucumber plant. There's 2 cucumbers hanging there. There's another one hanging there. Another little one starting. You can see that's another one of these ancient sweet peppers like I have on the other side. And small plant, but look how big the fruit's already getting. That's my serrano pepper tree. Again, all the stuff that I used to have in this trellis off to the side, it shot up trying to beat access to the sun, and just turned super, super tall. But you can see it's loaded down with serrano peppers, and they're really good. I prefer those over a jalapeno any day, really. Okay. Around the corner, this is all carrots. We've been pulling them as we eat them. They don't really pull any more than is necessary. Just leave them in the ground. They could stand to get a little bit longer. Okay, it's butternut squash. Good size one. And this was just a volunteer seed that I kind of threw in the back corner, and I just kind of nursed it along once I saw a leaf growing. So, and some corn, another squash, butternut squash. And again, these are volunteers back here. Haven't done really anything special with them at all. My boot peppers, if you've seen my other ones from the time they were a tiny little sprout, are doing awesome. I love these boot peppers here. They're Cuban sweet peppers, and they're really delicious for cooking all around. They're Renee's favorite as well. There's my Cubist corn. We pulled a couple of ears off it the other day, and then I'm just getting ready to put something else in there. And when I pulled it out, I realized just how rooty corn can get, and how good it is that I kept these bins separate, because if those roots would have had a chance to spread, they wouldn't. My habaneros on these corners wouldn't have done anywhere near as well. And these things are just turning into bushes. This is the smaller of the two, but it's loaded down with buds. And this is the other one. Like I said, it's about a foot tall, but it's just, you can see all the flowers on it. And it probably, within the next week or so, we should start seeing a good amount of habaneros. If I was to look in there, there's 1 or 2 in there already, green. They haven't turned color. These are red habaneros. I've got a set of yellow ones over here that are doing really nice as well. This is actually 4 yellow habaneros. And again, these are my ancient sweet peppers, and you see just how nice we get. Actually just popped one off and grilled it the other night with some burgers. It was really good. These are banana peppers. We pulled a bunch off, put them in Ziplocs last night. I'm going to start with a little cucumber there. Okay, got another volunteer squash. Not sure what kind yet because I haven't seen any fruits yet, but it looks like butternut. These are my Bujalakia peppers. Hottest peppers in the world. They're doing really nice. They're growing slow, but they're getting packed. It's my okra bed, which I just came out and pulled a bunch of my okra the other night, and we actually fried some for the first time last night. You can see the fruits on them. And, there's a couple of flower buds. They got really pretty flowers. It's the third batch that we've pulled off of it. Filled a small Ziploc each time. Nothing crazy, but it's doing really, really well. Those are my Brussels sprouts and lavender. Both doing pretty well for the time. These are just some miscellaneous peppers. Again, I've kind of always got them starting. Some Thai chili peppers in the little pots. Again, with my boots, these are more of the Cuban sweet peppers, and they're, if you can see, they're just about ready to start. You can see the little flower pods hanging. They're going to be fruiting, here shortly. And my cucumber plant, which again had lots and lots of white mildew that I've pulled out. But it's doing really well now, and you can see when it first starts to get these little white spots, while the plant is dry, not wet, go ahead and get them out of there. And I found by doing that and loading this thing down with water that it's kind of come back. It hasn't kicked it. You can obviously see all over the vines are just white, but it's not affecting the leaf much at this point. Again, those long sweet peppers, very short little plant, small planter, and again, I'm a big dude. These are big peppers in my hand. There we've got what I thought were Black Beauty eggplants, but turn out they've got to be Ichiban, because I leave them on here to fatten up and they don't do anything, and they look like the Ichibans that I grew last year, so they're Ichibans. And we've got a spaghetti squash, really spindly, but it's got a squash on it, so we'll see what that thing does. But it's all leaf minered out, and I almost kind of use it as a sacrificial. We've got a few of those in the garden here. Mulch bin at half scale, because I just put mulch down in the entire garden a few days ago. Actually, it's Wednesday and I did that. Actually, you can see right here. See my little squashes? But hand pollinating most of this stuff, because again, my garden's fairly thick, so it's tough for the bees to see everything. But there's some sage. It's doing real well. And that's it, folks. Just put some new hay down. We don't have a lot of space, just trying to make good use of what we got. But I'm signing off. Happy gardening.